Hello guys, and welcome to this tutorial video where I will be trying to create this very basic snake game using Java and specifically JavaFX API. I will be using the default libraries without third-party packages or anything else using Eclipse. If you don't know what Eclipse is or how to import JavaFX libraries, you should find plenty of videos on YouTube, so this will not be included in this video. So let's start doing this. I will first open Eclipse and create my new project. I'll wait for Eclipse to load up. First thing I'm gonna do is create a new Java project, name it JavaFX Snake Game. Yes, and I will create the first class that will extend application, JavaFX application. I will name it main UI. This class has to extend application, so it will be the visual representation for the game and will contain basically everything. Let's override the start method that has a primary stage and does not throw any exception. We also need a public static void main to launch our JavaFX application. Launch args. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a vertical box, name it root, and it will contain everything. It will be the parent. Yes, new vertical box with 10 pixels of spacing. Import vbox. Then I'm going to create a scene using this root. New scene root. I will set the scene to the primary stage. Scene. I think I haven't imported the scene class. Done. What's wrong with new scene. Alright, I want my primary stage to be not resizable, so I'm going to set resizable to false, and I think I can already show this. Primary stage dot show. Voila, we have a window. We can set the title to snake game, and I will need some variables because let's say that our snake is going to be a set of like blocks. A snake is like an array of points moving, so the field where the snake is going to move will be a matrix of blocks. So I will need the block size in pixels, like how big every block is going to be. Static integer block size equals 10 pixels, and I will need to know the width and height of the field of the game in blocks, like 30 blocks, 30 by 15 blocks. Alright, I'm going to create a new class, name it field. The field is going to extend pane, JavaFX pane, JavaFX scene layout pane. Alright, the pane is going to have some attributes. Private width and height. I cannot name them width and height because the pane class already has some width and height attributes, so I will name them W and H. The constructor for the field will take the width and height. Remember that these width and height I'm saving are not in pixels but in blocks, so it will be like to get the actual size in pixels, we will have to multiply these w and h by the block size variable in the main class. So I will set w to width and y and height, h to height, and I have to set the minimum size to w multiplied by main ui dot block size, and the height to h multiplied by main ui dot block size. Next thing I'm going to do is that I want to give it a background, and it will have to take a background and a background fill that will take a color, not certainly color, just a paint that can be color gradient or an image, I don't know. So it takes a color and a corner radius that I don't need, and insets that I don't need as well. I only need the color to be black. I will also give it a border that should be new border stroke that takes a color that should be black and a border stroke style that should be solid, and a corner radius that should be null, and border width to 1 pixel. I'm already done. I should now import the border stroke and border classes. Next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a field in my main class, new field, give it the width, height, wait, what am I doing, and adding it into my root, get children, add field. This should look, yeah, it should look good. I want to give my root some padding, new insets 10 pixels of padding. Yes, it's looking good. Next thing I'm going to create is the class for a block. The blocks are what make a snake. A snake is made of blocks, like the head is a block and the other blocks. Yes, so the head is a block and the rest of blocks will follow the head, and like every block will follow the previous block except for the head, because the head will not have a previous block, it will be controlled by the keyboard. So the block is going to extend rectangle, because blocks are going to be rectangles. Rectangle. I'm gonna have to import that. Excuse me. So the block will have some attributes like the position x and position y, and because the following blocks will follow this block, it will need to save the old position x and the old position y, because other blocks will use these attributes. The constructor of a block should take the position x and the position y, and the previous block will be p, and it will need to be an attribute previous I think the first thing I should do is call the constructor and give it the size of a block that is saved in the main UI class. I should copy paste this. Yes. And I should initialize the position to the x and y I passed to the constructor. Position x equals x and position y equals y. Now to set the translate x, I will not set it to position x and position y because the position x is in blocks. It's like the column in the grid where the block is, but the position in pixels will be calculated using the position x and the block size. Same thing for the position y and the translate y. That's good enough for now. The next thing I'm going to create is a snake class. The snake class will have an array list of blocks, block named blocks equals new array list, type block. I will import array list, and it will have a block named head because I will need that for later. And that's probably all I need as variables. The constructor public snake should take the initial length, int initial length, the number of blocks that a snake starts with. It should also take the field because I need a snake to spawn like in the center of the field, so I want to know the width and height of the field so I can calculate the center. The initial position x for a snake is going to be the width for a field divided by 2. I don't think I have created getters for these field attributes, so I'm going to create them now. I only need the getters and I don't need the setters, so I will do the same for the initial position y. That will be the height of the field divided by 2. So the head is going to be a new block with the initial position x and initial position y and a null previous because the head does not have a previous block. I will need like a variable, name it previous, that will be initialized to head because the next block I'm going to create will have the head as its previous block. And then I will create a loop for integer I equals 1 because the first block is already created, so I'm going to start my loop from 1 and not from 0. I is lesser than initial length and I plus plus. Every time I'm going to create a new block, name it b equals new block initial position x plus I, because it will like every time I create a block it will be offsetted to the right. So I will, yes, it will have the same position y and it will have the previous as the previous block. Like when this loop starts for the first time and the first block is created, it will have the head as its previous, and then I will change the previous to b, so the next time I create a block the previous block will be its previous. And I also want to add it to my array list, blocks.add b. I think I'm kind of done with the snake. And I will go to the field. The field will need an array list of blocks, and let's name it blocks equals new array list of type block. So what I'm trying to do is that, like, the field will we should be able to add a snake into the field. Public add snake. We can save the snake in a variable like snake s equals, like, it doesn't equal anything for now, but add snake will take a snake and do this dot s equals s, or let's name it snake, not even s, snake. And I should add all the blocks from the snake to the array list of blocks in the field. Like, visually and logically they should be added to the pane and to the array list. I think I should create a private method for that. Name it private void add block that takes a block b and adds it to the pane, get children, like to the field visually, dot add b, and to the array list of blocks add b. And the add snake method will loop through the blocks from the snake blocks, and it will add each one of them b. I think I'm kind of done for that. So the main UI class should have another integer for the initial length of the snake. That should be 5 blocks. And I should add a snake to the field. Add snake, new snake with the initial length and the field. Running this should give us, yes, this is our snake, which is like 5 blocks connected to each other, forming a snake. It cannot move yet because we haven't added any movement methods to our blocks. So the update method, let's name it public void update. Update, it will have like two options. If the previous block is null, then this block is a head. The head, to move the head should have an integer for the direction, and we will have some static variables for the directions. Up, let's say up is 0, right is 1, down is 2, left is 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. The direction is initialized to left. And so if the previous is null, so we are ahead in a head class, in a head block. We will do a switch direction, case up, move up, break, and there will be like case right, left, and down, case right, case down, case left. This should be move right, this should be move down, this should be move left. I will have the methods for moving. Public void move up. Moving up will mean that we will decrement the position y. Moving up, moving down should increment it. move down position y plus plus, and there should be moving right, moving left, left and right. Moving left will mean that we should decrement the position x, and moving right will increment the position x. Why? Oh yeah, right. Move right, move down, move left. What's wrong with this? Must be constant expression. What's wrong with this? What if these are final? Yes, they had to be constants, so the switch block works. Anyway, this is if we are in a head, but if we are not in a head, we will use the previous block, like set like position x will equal the previous block, it's named previous, and get its old position x, and the position y will be the old position y of the previous block, and we should do something before moving it, like we should set the old position x to position x and the old position y to position y. This way it should move just right. I think yes, it's already done. What I need to do now is that I need to create an animation timer. If you don't know what an animation timer is in JavaFX, it's like an infinite loop that it can be used for games, like the game loop. It's an infinite loop that does not block the UI thread and will re-execute its handle, rerun its handle method every frame. New animation timer. We will have to override the public void handle with a long now, and we should import the class. Yes, that should work. Now every time we update, we will, alright, so we should add an update method in the field, public void update. It will update every block. For block B, from the blocks in the field, it will do a b dot update. That should be simple and easy. Field dot update, and we should start our timer. It's not updating because why is it not updating? Oh yeah, the previous should be set to P when creating. Yeah, there now every block has its previous, but they are still not moving for some reasons. Position x, position y. Why aren't they moving? Oh yeah, I know, because I'm just updating the logical position and not the visual position. So I should do like public void update like position. This is like, this method does not do anything but like apply the movements we've done on the position x and position y variables, and set the translate x and translate y. It sets the translate x to the position x multiplied by main UI dot block size, and it should set the translate y to position y multiplied by block size. Now I should call this method after, yes, in the update, after the logical update, it should visually update the position. Oh yeah, it's kind of disappearing because yeah, because the block should, like every block should know like the maximum x, like when it gets out of the field it should get back from the other side. So the block should take a field f, and I should give it the field from the snake, because the snake takes a field and pass it to the block. And I should, what should I do? I should have some variables for maximum x and maximum y. Maximum x equals f dot get width. Maximum y equals f dot get h for height. And the move up should do some check. If position y is lesser than 0, it should do a position y equals maximum y, or yeah, that's it. It should do the same for the move left, but on the position x and not the position y. Something similar should happen with the move down. It should check if the position y is greater than or equals, this should be maximum -1 and maximum -1. Position y should be if it is greater than max y, it should be plus y equals 0. The same thing should happen for move right, but for the max y and plus y. I can try this again. I don't know what's going on. Block. Move up. If it's up out of the field, it should be brought down to the max y. I think I should do some debugging in here. System out println position y plus position x, like position x plus position y, and see what it is doing. Oh, why is everything equals to 0? I want to slow down this. Alright, now I want to slow down the loop to make it like update like 10 times a second or so. I will need another long, name it like then will equal the current time, system dot nanotime. Before I update, I will check if now minus then if it is greater than, like, if I add 9 zeros, it will be 1 second. So it will update one time every 1 second, and then set then to now, and then should be a global variable for this thing to work. Let's see how it is happening. Why it is going to 0? Oh, right, because I'm not adding the head to the blocks. Damn, head. Yes, it's working. Now when the snake gets out of the field, it should be brought back to the right. And voila, it's working. Cool. Now the only thing we have to do is getting the input from the keyboard and changing the direction every time. I want it to update 2 times a second or 4 times instead of 2. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add a listener on the scene. Set on key pressed and do this lambda expression. So if I might do like switch a dot get key code get code case key code dot key code. Why is this not working? Key code dot app break. This should work. I don't know what's wrong with this. Key code. Yes. Key code. It's not working in the switch. I don't know. I might just do an if else. If a dot get key code get code equals key code dot up, I will do well, I should do something in the snake to change the direction. Public void set direction to an int d, and it will change the direction for the head. Direction equals d. So I just have to call this method as the snake is saved in the field. So I will do field.snake.set direction, and I will do block.up. I can copy paste this 4 times and do it for down, down, right, right, left, left. This should work. I'm going to press up, right, left, right, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left. And whenever it gets out of borders, it should go back from the other side because of the if conditions we put on the update, and like the move up and down things. Yes, that's already a snake. There is one problem, that if we are going left and we press right, it will go right, and that should not be allowed, like this or this. So what I'm going to do is that I should add another condition here. F dot snake dot, oh right, I'm going to need another method for getting the direction. Public integer get direction, return head dot direction. I'm going to use this get direction it should not be block dot down. Like if I'm trying to go up but I'm not going down, then I should be allowed to go up, and right should not be left, and left should not be right. I can speed that up a bit, like 8. Yes, that's a snake made using JavaFX. Alright, well, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove the system out print lines from everywhere. Yes, and I'm going to create another class. Actually, before that, I want to do something with the head to make it look different. Head set fill color dot blue, but like do desaturate. Alright, I was going to create a new class, name it food. Food is going to extend rectangle. It should have integer plus x plus y, and have these in the constructor. Public food int x int y, position x equals x and position y equals y. What I'm going to do next is that I'm going to initialize the rectangle by calling the super constructor and giving it the block size, and block size again. I want to set the translate x to position x multiplied by main UI dot block size, because the same thing for the blocks, the position x and y are not in pixels but in blocks, so we have to multiply it by block size to get the actual position. I will do the same thing for translate y, and I want to set fill to color dot light green, and I want to set the stroke to color dot green. Alright, now the field should have a method public void add food. Add food will, what will it do, it will get a random x position, which will be math dot random multiplied by the width, and it should be cast to integer. Same thing for a random y multiplied by height, and then I'm going to create a food object equals new food with random x and random y. What I'm going to do next is that I'm going to add it into the pane, add food, and when I create the field for the first time, I will call the add food method, and it should create a food object and add it into the field. Yes, I cannot eat this because I have not done that yet. So what I want to do is that I want to have an array, or like like the position of the food. If it will be null, like the like when I update the position of the head, it will check if the head position is the same as the F position. If they are equal, like he eats the food and gets additional score. And for that I will create another variable, name it score equals 0. And if, like, I will do a public boolean is eaten and give it a food object. What am I going to do is that I'm going to return f dot get position, or oh yeah, pause, f food position x and position y. Why can I not use these without creating getters? Alright, I will create getters for position x and position y and use them. Food f get position x equals snake dot head dot position x, and like if the position x are equals and the position y's are equals, then it will return true. What's wrong with this? Change to get position x. Why? Oh, I have not saved my class, so yeah, I have to call this method in the update. After it updates the position, it should do if is eaten. F, it will do score dot add, or score plus equals, let's say 20 points for each piece of food he eats. The next thing I have to do is that I have to add another piece of food to the field. Let's try this. Oh, it's not doing, it should be a null pointer exception. Yes, it's a null pointer exception, because if f is null, it will return false. Yes, if f is null, return false, and if it's true, it will check for the position. And it's not working because when I add food, I should do f equals food. Yes, oh yeah, it's adding new food without removing the previous ones. I should do it right now by doing let's say get children dot remove f, and the new f will be food. Yes, it's working. What I want to do next is I want to add a new block, like to the tail of, sorry, I should save the tail, block head and block tail. Tail is going to be wait a second, tail, I will use the tail as the previous, and when this method gets done, when the loop is done, the tail will have the last block, which means the tail, and I want to use that tail when in here I'm checking This is the update method that moves every block and checks if the food is eaten. And in here I should add a new block. I will create a new method for that, public void add new block, and what it is going to do is that it is going to create block b equals new block. A block should take the position x and position y that are supposed to be the previous position of the tail of the snake. So I will do snake dot tail dot position x and old position x, and I will do snake dot tail dot old position y, and I will do snake dot tail because the old tail will be the previous block for the new tail. And what is missing? Field. Oh yeah, the field, it should be this. And I have to do a snake dot tail equals b and add block b. This should work. It should add a new block. Oh wait, I haven't called this method yet, so I will do add new block and run this. Yes, it's adding blocks to the end. And if I want to like have a bigger screen, I can increase the size of the block or the number of blocks. However, the next thing I want to do is that I want to show the score on my window. So I want to create a label, name it score equals new label score 0, and what I want to do is that I want to update it every time things get updated. Score.set text score but not 0 field.score, and I want to add this label into my root using add all instead of just add. Oh, the score is too tiny to be seen, so I'll do score dot set font dot font. I will do like, I don't know, Tahoma, maybe 32. Yes, there we are. That's a very basic snake game made using JavaFX, and I'm noticing some time offset when I click the buttons. Like, I should fix that. Hold on a second. Like whenever something is clicked, it should not update the direction every time. Like, I should allow only one direction update every position update. So I will put it in a new method, name it set direction, and give it like snake, or I don't know, snake s, and the mint d for direction. What it is going to do is s dot set direction d. but not it should not do this every time it is called. So I will have a boolean changed equals false, and it will do if changed is not. If not changed, do this and set changed to true. And what will set change to false again is updating. Changed equals false. I'm just trying to get a smoother control over my snake. It's not working because I haven't changed anything. So I will do this and do f.snake. Yes, that's what I was trying to do. Down, down, right, right, left, left. Now we should notice some changes. Yes, it's only I should slow it down a bit. So yeah, when I click down right, it only does the down, not the right. It only updates using the first click. So I should have an integer next update, and I should have a boolean if it has a next update. So if I click only once, it does it, but if I click twice, it saves it and do it for the next update. So if changed, if not changed, but if changed, it will does has next equals true and next equals d. Next update. And for this one, it should check if it has next. It will do change or set direction, f.snake, and next update, and it will do a has next equals false. Now when I press upright, it does the up and saves the right for the next update, and that's how I'm just trying to get a smoother control over my snake. I'm going to make it faster. That's almost done. I think if you want to add anything else, then you should be able to do it. Alright, this snake does not die, so we should add something to know when it's dead. So we should have to check if the head of the snake is at the same position as another block. That's how we would know if it's dead. Public void, public boolean is dead. It will do I don't know, return false, but it will do a for b, like block b from blocks, if b is not the head, snake dot head. Then I will do a return, or let's say another if, b dot get, or the position x, equals snake dot head dot position x, and I'll do the same for the position y to check if it's equals to another block's position y. If they are equal, I should return true, and I should be able to do something in the timer, like if f dot is dead, I should do something like I don't know, uh, f equals new field, and f add new snake, and also score the set text. Voila, this should work. I'm going to eat food, eat another piece of food, and I'm going to kill myself. Nothing happened because the score is resetting. But oh yeah, I know what I have to do. I have to do like not a field f, but f, the same variable should be a global variable, and it should be used each time we create a new field. And we also have to remove it from root get children remove f, and after we create a new f, we will do a root get children add the new f, semicolon, and yes, it's happened, but it's now under the score because we can do a clear and add all f score. That should work. Mm-hmm. 80, 100 points, and I'm going to kill myself. Voila, it just resets, and I want to what I want to do is that I do not want to do this immediately. I want to show an alert, like alert al equals new alert. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm going to import this and give it an alert type dot information, and I will do al dot set message or set header text you lost, al dot set content text your score is, and f dot score, and al dot show and wait. I think this is going to, yeah, this should give an error because we should not do show and wait inside of an animation timer. So I want to stop the animation timer, stop, and I also want to do a platform dot show dot run later, f show and wait. I don't know what's going on. Oh shit, what am I doing? Not f, but al show and wait, and I don't know, al dot set on hidden. What am I going to do is that I'm going to start the animation timer and do the whole thing, like resets and create a new, like the start should be the last thing to do. Create a new field, and after showing him his score, yes, your score is 0. Now start again. This was a little bit too long for a simple snake game using JavaFX. I have never done any tutorials on YouTube or anywhere else, so this could be a little hard to follow up with because it's my first tutorial ever. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and goodbye. I hope to see you in a next tutorial I'm going to be doing.